At Tohoku University, researchers scanned the brains of nearly 300 children to learn what screens do to them. What they found, grandmothers in Kyoto have always known. A child with a screen is not a child. A child with a stone is a child building the world. Watch any two 4-year-olds tonight. Give one a tablet, give the other a wooden block and a stick from the garden. 30 minutes later, the child with the tablet has not moved, not blinked, not spoken. The light sits on her face like a small fever. The other has built a tower, named it, and is whispering a story about a dragon who lives inside the block. One brain just went quiet. The other brain just grew. You know the moment. You are in the grocery store. Your child is unraveling, loud, red-faced, beyond reasoning. Strangers slow down to look. Your milk is melting in the cart. And in your pocket is a small device that can make every part of this end in 3 seconds. You hand it to her. Silence, peace, relief. You are not a bad parent for doing this. You are a tired one. Stanford psychiatrist Anna Lembke calls that small device the modern-day hypodermic needle, delivering digital dopamine 24/7. A 4-year-old brain meeting that needle has no defense. None. But in Japan, we have an older word for what your child was actually asking for in that aisle. Amae, the healthy dependence on someone who loves them. She was not asking for a phone, she was asking for Amae. And every time the phone answers first, that small dependency moves, quietly, from you to the rectangle in her hand. This is not screen addiction. This is dependency on the wrong thing. And that is the real crisis. So how does Japan answer it? Walk through a Tokyo neighborhood at 4 in the afternoon. You will see children walking home from school alone, stopping at a wall to balance on it, squatting to watch a snail, doing absolutely nothing for 10 full minutes in a small park. In Japan, we have a word for the air around their day, yutori. It means margin, room, empty space on purpose. In the 1980s, our government literally rewrote the national curriculum to add more yutori to childhood. Less homework, more empty afternoons, more slowness. Now, compare that to the question most parenting books ask. How do I limit screen time? That single question turns every afternoon into a small war. 10 more minutes, 5 more minutes, 1 more video. The parent becomes the enemy. The screen becomes the prize. In Japan, we ask something different. How do we make real life rich enough that a screen has nothing to offer? We do not fight the screen. We do not even talk about the screen. We simply build a daily life so full of yutori, so full of small, real things, that the rectangle becomes boring on its own. This rests on 3 small habits. None of them cost money. The first habit begins with a sound every parent knows. The sigh, the slump against the wall, the 4-year-old voice that says, drawn out like a song, I'm so bored. And something happens in our chest. Not annoyance. Something closer to alarm. We move. We offer. We suggest. We reach for the device that can end this in 3 seconds. And we do not even notice we are doing it. In Japan, mothers I grew up around did something strange in that same moment. Nothing. They kept chopping vegetables. They said, almost to themselves, I wonder what you'll think of. And they waited. In 2014, researcher Sandy Mann at the University of Central Lancashire ran a small experiment that explains why. She gave one group a boring task, copying numbers from a phone book, then asked everyone to invent new uses for an ordinary cup. The bored group invented more, stranger, better, because daydreaming was the bridge. Boredom is not emptiness. Boredom is the first uncomfortable minute before something is born. The pillow castle, the dragon under the table, the small village of stones. The instinct to rescue a child from those minutes is loving. It is also the instinct that quietly closes the door her imagination was about to walk through. So this week, the next time you hear that drawn-out, I'm bored, try what those kitchen mothers did. Nothing, just keep chopping. And wait, the second practice is what fills the empty hands. In Japan, we have a word for this, tezukuri, made by hand. Walk into a Japanese home with small children and you will see it everywhere. A small basket by the door with smooth river stones a child collected last summer. a drawer of crayons worn down to small stubs, a square of origami paper on the kitchen table, folded into something that wants to be a crane but is mostly hope. Paper, wooden blocks, a piece of clay, a stick from the park. When small fingers fold one piece of origami, the brain is quietly building 4 things at once: spatial reasoning, patience, sequence, fine motor control. A 2016 study by Nicola Pitchford in Frontiers in Psychology found that fine motor skill in early childhood predicts later math ability better than it predicts reading. Hands really do teach brains. So this week, replace one screen moment with one thing a small hand can hold. Crayons at breakfast, blocks in the car, stones in the yard. You will see something interesting happen. The first day, she will resist. The second day too, and then, somewhere around the third quiet afternoon, she will start inventing. She always could. We just kept handing her something easier. The third practice is the quietest, and the one we forget. Amae, that healthy dependence, only works if the person at the other end is actually there. Not scrolling, not half-watching, just there. Pediatrician Jenny Radesky in Michigan named the small phone interruptions in family life technoference. Her work, beginning in 2014, found that the more these tiny interruptions happen, the more a child's behavior quietly unravels. The drawing she brought to show you, half seen. The story she told at dinner, half heard. Each small interruption is small. The accumulation is not. So choose one short window a day. Phone in another room, not face down, not silent, another room, and simply be with her. After a few days, she will begin talking to you differently, slower, softer, about small things she never mentioned before, because what she was reaching for this whole time was never the screen. It was the person who keeps disappearing into it. So, 3 small things. Keep her boredom, fill her hands, be the person who looks up when she walks into the room. That is Utori. Not a strict practice, just a little breathing room, given on purpose, every day. This week, pick one. Just one. If she says she's bored, let it be. If you would have handed her the tablet, hand her crayons instead. If you would have checked your phone, put it in another room and sit with her. 7 days. Watch her. Watch yourself. If anything in this video felt true to you tonight, send it to one parent who is reaching for a screen right now and wishing they didn't have to. They are not failing. They are tired. And they need this. Next week, why Japanese children seem to listen the first time, and what most homes are missing without knowing it. Subscribe so you find me here. Until then, be patient, be present, and trust the quiet. Welcome home.